says it's a Little Rock number. It even looks like something, maybe it's the pharmacy at Walgreens telling me my prescription's ready. You answer it, and a voice says, "Hi, it's Eric." And while you're trying to figure out who Eric is, the voice says, "I just wanted to give you a call tonight and give you a heads up because you've only got about 2 weeks left before the loan forgiveness program runs out on your student loans." And then you say, "I don't have any student loans, haven't had any in 50, 60 years. And you realize that the voice has just continued to talk. That's a robocall. What about Robo Prayers? You think Jehovah likes Robo Prayers? Well, what is a Robo Prayer? Well, it might be a Robo Prayer if sometime in the beginning you catch yourself saying, "As we approach your throne of grace and mercy," particularly if you say it every time you say a prayer. It might be a Robo Prayer if sometime near the end you ask for Jehovah to guard, guide, and direct you, particularly if you say it towards the end of every prayer. Now, our source material for tonight's talk is short on scriptures and long on spiritual counsel. The scripture that's quoted is Acts 12:5, which simply says, "Consequently, Peter was being kept in the prison, but prayer to God for him was being carried on intensely by the congregation." Now, this wasn't in the synagogue. These were individual members of the Christian congregation who were praying individually and in family groups for Peter to not be harmed and for him to survive his imprisonment. Paragraph says their prayers in behalf of their beloved brothers were intense, heartfelt pleas. And they had results. We just heard that in the Bible reading tonight. Now, imagine a radio. You've been on vacation and you've driven out beyond the area of coverage and you no longer get your favorite radio station. So the navigator starts turning the radio dial. And you hear a little bit. You think it's a station. Oh, it's playing music you like, but it's out of tune. And so you keep turning, but you turn very slowly now. And it comes in a little bit clearer. And then you turn just a tiny bit more, and it's in perfect clarity. You can hear exactly what you want to hear. Same thing with a telescope or a microscope or binoculars. You put them up, you want to show your child the moon, it just looks like a big round orb. But you put up a nighttime telescope out there, and you refine it, and it starts coming in, and all of a sudden there's valleys and hills, and you can talk about the details. Same way with Jehovah in our prayers. So how can we apply this? Well, if you're praying for elders, if you're praying for all of our elders worldwide, that signal's not in focus. Now, it's true. Jehovah's hearing that. But if you're praying for our elders in our congregation, and that's your prayer for the elders in our congregation, it's a little more focused, but somewhat non-specific. Paragraph 9 says, "Do you know, fellow believers, who are beset by trials? They may be enduring persecution, government bans, natural disasters." We probably don't know people by name in those first two categories. So praying for people that are undergoing persecution worldwide may not be the kind of focus that you're looking for. But how about people in our congregation? If you want to pray for elders, pray for Brother Taylor's sincerity and compassion. Doesn't that move you to prayer? Pray for Brother Izzard's as well. Pray for Brother Day's example as a family head. Instead of praying for the infirm, why not pray for Donna Webb, who's blind in a nursing home on Stagecoach and listening to the meeting right now? Or Shirley Holland, who hasn't been able to come to the meeting in over a year. How about Frank and Wanda Willings? I know some of you pray for them. Why don't we all pray for them? And how about widows? If you're missing Al Bradford, Pray for Sherry. If you're missing Dick Dearden, oh my goodness, pray for Joetta. There's plenty of people we can pray for. Now let me ask you, what if every time you prayed for a brother who was undergoing physical problems, it added a second to his life? What if you prayed for someone in our congregation? What if you said all of the people in our congregation that are undergoing physical problems? What if it added a minute to their life? What if you prayed for E.L. Heffley and it added a day to his life? How many of you would be praying for E.L. Heffley right now? All right, Carol. Okay? We each know 100 people that others don't know. If you want to know who to pray for tonight, pray for Kevin Brooks. He's got the closing prayer.